North Melbourne. So where are they sitting? We're about 2 weeks out from the season. They've got GWS in round 1. That'll be their North's first game, but GWS is second. So yeah,
they can really only hope. I guess the Giants have a pretty battered opening round game and a really tough slog against the Pies the week before. They do stay up in Sydney though, so the North are the travelling side. Roos a couple pracky games against the Pies and the Saints. So practically every team that isn't West Coast this season, they really want to be at least having some good signs. And I think for them this year, it's about maybe mirroring what Hawthorn did last year. Might not necessarily be about the wins column and where they finish. It's probably about maybe what they show against some of the top sides and if they can knock off a couple of those top sides. Because Hawthorn were the only side outside of Melbourne that beat Brisbane and Collingwood last year. And if not saying that the Roos, if they do that, it's a awesome, perfect season for them. But, if they can really take a couple of good scalps, beat the teams they should in West Coast and maybe pick one off Hawthorn, that's, you're looking at 5 wins there. That's almost double what they had last year. A bit more stability at the top, but injuries have been a concern for them this preseason. So Zach Fisher, one's had to deal with a few issues. Eddie Ford, Aiden Cork, obviously Griffin Logue's out from half the year with an ACL injury. Luke McDonald, Jackson Archer, Tristan Jerry, Hamish Free. There's been a lot who have been off the park this year for them. Most of them should be fit for round 1. Like Logue's probably the one that won't. Ford, I don't think will. Core's kind of touch and go. Fisher, and then there's the Taron Thomas stuff. And sound like I think we already knew he probably wasn't going to be playing to start the season. Like he spent the last month or so outside of the football program, and even if he was cleared to return, still all up in the air. But they won't have him for. It sounds
never
like
again, to be honest.
Well, that's the thing. It could be until the end of the year, or it could be, that's it.
Forever.
Which I'm not going to be surprised if that's the case. So, but I think overall, after adding Tyler Sellers to their list on Monday, who great addition, young, big body forward, which they need. They need someone to partner Nick Larkey. And if they're swinging Charlie Comben to defence, Sellers could be that. If it's not him, then it's Callum Coleman Jones, and that's it. Like Zane Dersma comes in, I think he's more of a third tall forward. But Sellers, Dersma among I think almost a dozen or about a dozen inclusions for them over the off season. 5 of them were first round picks. One of them was Zach Fisher, Dylan Stevens, 2 guys who have shown a bit over the preseason. Offer some nice run on the outside. Colby McKercher, another one, sounds like he'll play backline along with Harry Sheasel. I think it was a good off season for them. The Thomas stuff aside, it's been okay for them, but injuries as well. It's just probably interrupted them a little too much. They've had like a really big group on the track consistently, but that again opened up a spot for Sellers. Like he just kind of thrived in their absence, and hopefully he's one that gets a look this year and can kind of take his chance with both hands. So as far as the expectations, like we said, it might not be how many wins, it's just who the wins come against and how they get them.
Yeah. I think also just having Clarko there for the entire year will be really good for the young group, really. Yeah. Interesting.